Ever since his new design was revealed, the entire community has been very curious about how and why Scaramouche is an Anemo user. After all, from the moment that we met him during the 1.1 Unreconciled Stars event, everything about his design hinted towards him being an Electro user. But now that he's finally playable, he's Anemo. Clearly, a big change is going to happen, but many questions arise as well. Will Scaramouche forget who he was before? What exactly is the new Irminsul we are visiting while Nahida tasks us with babysitting Scaramouche? And why is the Tatara Sona incident being brought up? Disclaimer, everything that I'm going to discuss is mostly speculation with a little bit of lore, so I'm not saying that this will definitely happen. I'm only trying to speculate based on what we saw in the live stream and the trailer. So keep an open mind and let's get into the video. In the trailer, we see Scaramouche say, "From this day forth, Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist." Now, this does sound like his previous titles are being erased. But from where? Is he going to forget them? Are they going to be erased from the world like Rukdevta was? I mean, they are near an Irminsul tree. But we do know that the reason the Traveler and Scaramouche are at Irminsul is because they want to investigate the Tatara Sona incident, and apparently it has been sabotaged. The Tatara Sona lore is very scattered and has been meddled with by the Fatui. The incident itself has many gaps, as Nahida says. We also know that this incident contributed to one of Scaramouche's 3 betrayals, as we see in his memories in patch 3.1. Now, while Scaramouche feels that his first found family thought of him as an abomination and it deeply hurt him because he had truly come to care for them, the other side of the story is a little different. His friend Katsuragi, who he grew very close with and even shared a sword dance with, cared for him too. In fact, because he hid the true identity of Scaramouche, his superior Mikoshi Nagamasa killed him using the very sword they made, and his death was memorialized in the name of the Inazuma craftable claymore Katsuragi Kiri Nagamasa. Also, it is important to note that the word Kabuki Mono, which means nameless eccentric, that Scaramouche addresses himself as in the trailer, is the name that he is referred to in the notes scattered around Tatara Sona. While the betrayal that Scaramouche felt and the anger of the Mikoshi Nagamasa is a great part of the story, there seems to be more to it. Something that the Fatui was either looking for or trying to erase. One question that I had throughout the trailer was, this quest and the memories of Scaramouche are deeply rooted in Inazuma, but this is a Sumeru interlude chapter. Perhaps what we are going to find in the missing pieces of the Tatara Sona incident has more to do with the world of Tevat and what Dottore told Nahida. Speaking of Dottore, it is possible that his entire presence during this quest will be in memories, considering that he collected both the gnosis that he came to fetch for the Tsaritsa. He should be long gone, but perhaps he still has something left to do. Now we seem to be walking towards a different iteration of the Irminsul. Like Nahida told us in the previous quest, Irminsul serves as a record of what has taken place in the world of Tevat. Does it also contain individual memories? Will we be able to access specific memories that Scaramouche has lived through, or is the purpose of visiting the Irminsul to erase his existence? I believe that he's not trying to erase his existence. Instead, they are trying to look for clues in his memories, perhaps to fill the gaps and find out what exactly happened in Tatara Sona. Based on the rest of the trailer, it doesn't seem like Scaramouche has forgotten everything. He seems to have taken a new identity, and that doesn't always need to mean forgetting or erasing his previous one. He also seems to be facing off with Dottore in some way. Did Dottore have something to do with his betrayals, or perhaps he is part of a 4th betrayal? Dottore also mentions the Jester, which could perhaps give us more information about him or could be hinting at what the Fatui's plan was when they recruited Scaramouche as a harbinger. Another very mysterious thing is how different Irminsul looks than before. Now, one explanation that I could think of was that the Irminsul we saw before was in Rukdevta's consciousness, and that was during the cataclysm with red skies. And we do know that it was purified when Rukdevta was deleted. So perhaps this is what Irminsul looks like now? They also seem to be walking along paths, all of which lead to the tree. Are these streams of information or memories? There are also lines on the tree, which look similar to the circuits on the motherboard of a computer, but I would like to point out their similarity to something in-game. They bear a stark resemblance to the end of Leonard's dream about Pylo's Peak in patch 1.1, which was when we first met Scaramouche, who also saw this dream. Whether this is an artistic choice or if there is a connection between Irminsul and Leonard's dream is hard to tell now, but the dream itself is definitely of great importance, considering Scaramouche first said that the sky is fake after waking up from this very dream. These shapes are also present on Paimon's cape. Now, this isn't really surprising because Paimon is full of symbols that are very oddly connected to Celestia and even the unknown goddess. But the symbol in the center of the tree is most interesting because the closest thing I could find to this was actually on the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles cubes. The same cubes that appear when she stops the travelers and also during the cataclysm that we see in Lumine's memories. Additionally, these floating stars and lines that go upwards are very similar to the spiral abyss. Now, while this quest seems to be focused on Scaramouche and his transformation, this interlude chapter is also called Inversion of Genesis. Genesis means the birth or the beginning. Whether this is a reference to the change of who we knew as the Balladeer, or if it hints at a revelation about the truth of the world, is something we can only find out once the quest is here. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. That's it for my speculation for the next patch. What do you guys think will happen? Do you think Scaramouche is gonna forget everything? If Dottore and Scaramouche fight each other, who do you think is gonna win? Also, do you think this patch will tell us more about the Jester and the Fatui in general? Do let me know what your theories and predictions are in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!